Hi, everybody. It's good to be with you again. Um, Today, I'm going to be exploring bliss. A wonderful topic. The bliss I'm referring to really cannot be described, but the best I can think of in this moment is healthy happiness or just a feeling of well being. Now, both of those are actually side effects. The bliss I'm referring to is that which is natural, that which is always available, that which is this that's apparently happening in this moment. And there are different ways that we as a person can become more aware of this bliss that is already naturally present and alive and full. And one of them is just by acknowledging that bliss is generous. The feeling of generosity arises from bliss. The more you feel like you're no longer separate, the more there is a recognition that this, whatever is already whole and complete and enough. The more there is bliss, and the more there is a sense of abundance, a sense of givingness, a sense that all is well. And this sense that all is well really means it. And what I mean by that is that's what's accurate. This, whatever's apparently happening in this moment, has a wholeness, a naturalness, a beauty to it, which also could be described as bliss. And just in our everyday life, one of the obvious ways we can start to experience this is just by having a feeling of generosity and givingness towards others. That doesn't mean you need to do anything necessarily differently. It just means the more there is a generous heart, the more there is bliss. And just be open, at least to the possibility that bliss actually has no requirements whatsoever. It is what is already. So let's explore that. In this moment, could you just simply pause or stop and notice what is? And even in doing that, there can be a feeling of bliss, a feeling of ease, a feeling of naturalness, a feeling of all is well. Now, it might not be that obvious yet, but let's keep exploring. And then in this moment, could you just simply open at least to the possibility that bliss or healthy happiness or boundlessness is what's natural, is what is already happening, even when we're not aware of it? That's a key. Us being aware of it creates a sense of duality or separation, but there's a bliss that doesn't require a you. So could you just be open to that, at least as a possibility? And then could you allow yourself to just check to see if there's any place inside of you where you feel scarcity, where you feel less than generous? When we feel a sense of scarcity, we're not in touch with the unicity, the abundance that is the wholeness of this. So just see if you can get in touch with any of that in this moment. And if so, could you just simply welcome it? Allow it. Be present with it. Is it welcomed or allowed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then check to see if there's any wanting to fix that or change that or control it or understand it or do anything with or about it. And if there is that welcomed or allowed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then check to see if there's any sense of me in any of that. The more there's a sense of me, the less there's a feeling of bliss. Now remember, bliss is much more than a feeling, but the feeling's okay. Try it, you like it. But if there's any sense that any of this is personal or about you or who you are, could you welcome or allow that? Is that welcomed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of the sense of scarcity and be open to the abundance, the beauty, the unconditional love that is already, that is also quite generous? And again, is there another place in your life where it appears that there's scarcity and you can't be generous? Just be honest with yourself, but not harsh with yourself. Just see what comes to mind. And know that whatever comes to mind is not right or wrong or good or bad. Even that is just what's apparently happening. But you'll find as you release on that, you become more aware of beingness, of healthy happiness, of bliss. And whatever has come to mind, is it welcomed? Is it allowed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then check to see if there's any wanting to do anything with or about that. We often are puttering. We think there's somewhere we need to go or something we need to do in order to be, especially when it comes to bliss or happiness. So could you just welcome any of that? Could you allow it? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then check to see if any of that feels like it's about you or comes from you or belongs to you, feels personal in any way. And again, that's not right or wrong, but could you just simply welcome it or allow it or be present with it? Is it welcomed? Is that too what's just appearing? And then if there's any remaining sense of scarcity, a sense that you can't just be generous or even feel generous, could you just simply welcome that? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let it go? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you be open to the abundance, the bliss, the unconditional love that is this already? It can start with openness, although it's not required. And as the sense of me drops away, there's a sense that this is already all. No, no, it doesn't matter what you're looking at. What if that is everything? Boundless, infinite. And that includes the appearance of you. It doesn't exclude that. The more there's a recognition of the absence of the separate person and the presence of all that is, the more there's a feeling of abundance, of generosity, of bliss, of unconditional love and boundlessness. And even if it doesn't always appear that way, that is what's natural. Scarcity isn't natural. Abundance is natural. Bliss is natural. And this is just a little excerpt of some of the things I'll be covering soon in the Bliss course, the phone course that starts next Monday. And whether you come to the course or not, which I highly encourage you to do, but whether you do or not, I would highly recommend that you watch this a few more times and just be open to what it's pointing to. Be open at least to the possibility that this is already limitless, boundless freedom. So thanks for watching. Feel free also to share this with people you care about. And I hope to see you on the course soon. Or I just hope, truly hope, whether or not you come to any course, that your life is filled with joy and peace and abundance. Always. Thanks for watching.